From Max Verstappen to Logan Sargent, here's everything you need to know about Formula One drivers for this season. To start off with my favorite driver, Max Verstappen. In 2022, Max was in a class by himself.
Some overtakes from a long way back. Look at the bouncing on the Ferrari. The Red Bull's coming at him. Verstappen goes round the outside, into the chicane, stays on the track. Max Verstappen takes the lead at the sprint here at Imola.
And I'm sure most racing fans are aware of that. The Dutchman has set a record by winning 15 races. Plus, he also beat Lewis Hamilton's record for the highest total points in a single season. And now that Verstappen has won the World Championship twice, there's no doubt that he's the driver to beat going into the current season. But Verstappen won't be alone. Sergio Perez is still going to be in Red Bull this season. From a statistical point of view, Perez's best Formula One season was in 2022.
The greatest race for Sergio Perez.
This is a Mexican way.
An absolutely superb result.
Also, the Mexican came in third in the championship after winning 2 races in Monaco and Singapore. But he was disappointed that he couldn't even finish second in the championship. And at the penultimate race in Sao Paulo, there was tension between him and Verstappen. But Perez is back in a car that's at the front of the grid. And although it might be hard for him to beat his teammate for the championship, but if he won the Mexican Grand Prix, it would be a moment that would go down in sports history. Now let's talk about what Valtteri Bottas will be doing this season. He was amazing in 2022, his first season with Alfa Romeo after 5 years with Mercedes. And even though the Finnish driver's team finished 6th in the Constructors' Championship, he drove with a lot of class. Bottas got 49 of the team's 55 points and finished 5th at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And now, as the team prepares to become an Audi Works team in 2026, there's a lot of excitement. However, Bottas will want to have more success this season and make himself a key part of the team's future. And he'll have to do it with Zhou Guanyu, who had a hard time in his first year of F1. In his first year in F1, the first Chinese driver got only 6 points compared to his current teammate. But Zhou finished in the points 3 times in 2022. At the Canadian Grand Prix, he came in 8th, which was his best finish so far. I think it's good that Alfa Romeo has faith in their new driver by retaining him for another season, but Zhou will have to perform significantly more if he wants to stay in the category. Now this season, AlphaTauri has given Nick de Vries the chance to be a full-time F1 driver. The Dutch driver has been in 1 Grand Prix, and he filled in for Alex Albon at the Italian Grand Prix last year. Plus, de Vries was amazing on the famous Monza track, where he finished 9th in his first race in the Williams. Now, here's the thing. When de Vries signs with AlphaTauri, he gets the chance to show off his skills in F1, and his teammate, Yuki Tsunoda, really wants the season to go well. But the main goal for the Dutchman will be to defeat his teammate as frequently as possible. Don't underestimate Yuki Tsunoda though, because he's going into his 3rd year in F1 with a lot to prove. The Japanese team had a rough end to 2022, but this season, Tsunoda will be working with a rookie driver, so he needs to finish as AlphaTauri's best driver. If he has trouble with his teammate and doesn't do well on the track, people will start to wonder about his place on the team, and no driver wants that. On the other hand, Pierre Gasly has left AlphaTauri and is starting over with Alpine. The man who used to drive for AlphaTauri and Red Bull is now driving for the French team. And mind you, he has a lot of experience, having won a race and had several memorable drives. People will have high hopes for him because he'll be driving a car that, on paper, should be faster and better able to compete. Plus, Gasly was the clear-cut top driver for AlphaTauri for the past 3 years, but he's now joining a new team with a well-known driver. Guess who? Esteban Ocon. Let me remind you, his season with Alpine in 2022 was very good, and the Frenchman reached the finals with his teammate Fernando Alonso in the championship, which helped the team get 4th in the Constructors' Championship. Now this season, Ocon has new challenges to face because Gasly, another Frenchman, is going to be there. The exciting part about it is that both drivers have a lot to prove, and they'll want to show who's the best driver on the team. Anyways, remember Charles Leclerc? Of course you do. You'd also remember that early on, he was in the lead for the championship. His car seemed to be the fastest on the grid.
Leclerc's got the DRS. This time he's got the inside line. Forces Max a little bit wide. Goes into turn 4. Leclerc for the second taken the lead. This is absolutely epic.
Now, fans of Ferrari once hoped that 2022 would be the year they'd win their first Drivers' Championship since 2007, but it all went wrong for the driver from Monaco. And even though Max Verstappen won the championship, Leclerc came in second, and he did pretty well in the last two races to beat Perez. But Leclerc will be hoping that the mistakes from last season will be fixed by the new team principal, and that a championship is on the way. Let's hope that for him too, but he's not alone in this fight. Last season, Carlos Sainz won his first F1 race.
Didn't think about the team, thought about himself and wants to win. For the first time in Formula One, Carlos Sainz is victorious. He wins the British Grand Prix.
But his terrible run often overshadowed that win. Let's hope for a better 2023 for the guy though. Now, let's talk about what Oscar Piastri has been up to. Australians are really proud of him because he won the championships for Formula Renault, Formula 3, and Formula 2 in a row. So he'll surely do amazing in F1 too. In 2022, he was Alpine's backup driver, and the team then said that he would replace Fernando Alonso in 2023. But here's the catch. The only problem was that no one had told Oscar. You see, Piastri never signed up to be Alpine's full-time driver, and the young Australian said he was moving to McLaren. So after his move, which got a lot of attention, Piastri is gonna be under a lot of pressure. Moving on to Alex Albon, who finished in the top 10 3 times in 2022, while driving the worst car of the season, a Williams. To add more, Albon got the most use out of his Williams car all the time in his first year with the team. And this season, he'll be in charge at Williams, which has a rookie driver as a teammate. Honestly, Williams needs Alex to have another great season if they want to move up from the bottom of the championship table. The real question is if Alex will be able to do that with Logan Sargent. So far, he's the first American to race in the F1 since 2015. Not just that, he has been 3rd and 4th in F3 and F2 championships last season. Although expectations won't be too high for the new driver who will be driving a car that isn't likely to be in the top 10 very often. But in 2023, the goal for Americans will be to do well in each race and get better each time. Anyways, that's all I know about Formula One this season. See you in the next one.